So you're trying to get going with your first business. I would say the first thing you need to do is get your initial clients, your first 5 to 10 customers, and then get your initial set of equipment. And so for getting your first clients, flyers, knocking on doors, calling friends and family. So get on the phone, knock on doors, wear out a set of tennis shoes, print out some cheap little flyers. It doesn't have to be complex. It doesn't even have to be on Vistaprint or any of that stuff. It just has to be a Word document that you just print off of your computer. Go to Kinko's because it's cheaper to print like that. Print a couple hundred of them out and get them out on a Saturday and Sunday. You'll probably see at least a few calls just from that. There's some great examples on my blog too, of just like flyers you can copy that have good wording on them. What is referred to as copy. After that, you're going to need your initial set of equipment. You probably have been mowing your own lawn or a couple neighbors' lawns at this point, so you probably have something going on, but you need to beg, borrow, or steal for your first set of equipment. So if you have to borrow Dad's old lawn tractor, if you have to go to Home Depot and get your initial set, there's nothing wrong with Home Depot, like homeowner type of grade equipment to get going, because after you get your first 10 to 20 customers, that stuff is going to become backup equipment anyway. So it's, you're not really like wasting anything. Ordinarily, I'd say buy crystal glass equipment, crystal glasses versus Dixie cups. And there's a whole nother video on that, but I would, for starting out, just get going. That's really all that matters. So if you have to, like when I started out, I borrowed a trailer. I actually paid all the cash I had for a kind of a really nice mower, something I could grow with as I went. It was a 36-inch Exmark Metro, and it became my backup mower after I got my first 40 customers. But it worked really, really great up until that point. And then I had some leftover like weed whackers. I actually got one from a garage sale. Bought a blower from Home Depot. That blower is kind of junk, but it kept breaking every couple months. I don't know what it was. I would just go Echo, but like it was some sort of whatever. And then we ended up just returning the thing like over and over and over again. So we were always kind of had a nice blower. So it kind of worked out well. But get your initial clients. So get out there, get your first 5 to 10 customers. Do it relatively quickly. Compress time frames. It's much better to run sprints and then rest, and then sprint and then rest, than it is to kind of just wander through. So when you're trying to pick up an initial customer base, that first 10 customers will let you then do your first landscape job. So now that you have 10 lawns that you're mowing, you'll get your first tree trimming job, which is where you'll make the real bank, or you'll get your first mulching job, or they'll ask you to redo some plantings, and then once you redo their plantings, then you'll get one of the customers next door who's like, oh, can I redo my landscape beds too, or I want to mulch. And then once you do that job for them, then you ask them, well, who's mowing your lawn? And now you've got 2 lawn customers next door to each other. So your initial starting, get out there, knock on some doors, make some phone calls to friends and family, put out some flyers. Then go and beg, borrow, or steal for your first set of equipment. So borrow Dad's lawnmower, get some stuff off of Home Depot stuff, borrow stuff from friends and family, even cut a deal with a guy who might have a larger lot and say, look, if I can use your lawn tractor for 10 hours a week or whatever, I'll mow yours for free. And so now he no longer has to go and mow his own 2 acres. You just mow his 2 acres for him, and then in exchange you get to use his tractor for another 10 hours or whatever a month. Anyway, man, just get going and get your first 10 customers and your first set of equipment. From there, it will start to take off.